Hey folks, welcome to another new episode of Jim's Magnificent Miniature Motor Cars. And if I may just ruminate for a moment, ever since I started posting these videos, it sort of changed my mindset about buying cars. I mean, every new car I buy now is a potential unboxing, even though I'm not entirely sure of its quote unquote viewability. I mean, it's still kind of smarts that my video unboxing a couple of Hot Wheels cars couldn't even garner 10 views. Still, that said, I take an interest in all of these things. I mean, why buy them if you're not interested in them somehow? Anyway, today I wanted to share with you a couple of pretty old cars, actually. See, these are Matchboxes. These are UK edition Matchboxes. They're basically repackaged old cars from the mid-noughties. Okay, given new paint jobs and really nice new packaging. I mean, just take a look at this. So you have here a Lotus Exige and a Jaguar E-Type. Okay. And they're both pretty good likenesses. I mean, bearing in mind that these are not only dollar cars, but these are old dollar cars. Each of them is at least 10 years old, and yet for all of that, they are very well made. That's always, with due respect to all the Hot Wheels fans out there, that's always why I've preferred Matchbox cars over Hot Wheels cars, even when Mattel took over the Matchbox brand. I mean, for one reason or another, more often than not, Matchbox cars don't look cheap. I mean, even though they most likely cost the same to make, even though they're made by, well, the same corporate parent, the people who make Matchbox cars, whether it's the generic or the licensed cars, seem willing to go this extra mile to make their cars look like they're worth more than the dollar they sell them for. I mean, this E-Type is a good case in point. So, I mean, to illustrate the point further, let's unbox it. So, like I said, this is an old car. But have a look at it. See? I mean, that detail for something this old. Let's put it in better focus here, shall we? It's quite respectable. The tampo work, the interior, the bumpers, the wheels, there you go. This is a dollar car. It's a kid's toy. And yet for all of that, there is this, you can tell, even though it's an old car, you can tell that there's an effort to make it look like a respectable copy or reproduction of the original car it was based on. I mean, for reference, let's look at a pic, shall we? See? I mean, of course, this thing would never pass for a real car. It's not exactly a prestige 1/18th, 1/43rd scale or 1/64th even, but you can tell there's effort. I mean, and the fact that they slap nice looking wheels on it, and you can tell that these guys aren't keeping the good stuff for their premium prices, not like something that Hot Wheels is notorious for doing. Okay, let's move on to the other model, shall we? This is a 2005 Lotus Exige. Just for the record, I actually have these models. I had older editions of these when they came out, and so just to be honest, I was really drawn by the packaging and by these paint jobs. And these are really nice paint jobs on these cars. So they may be old, but they got nice new coats of paint. So this Lotus Exige is in a very distinctive and very, shall we say, celebrated color for British sports cars, or British racing green. In fact, I was able to Google an image of the actual car in this color. Check it out. Okay, so, okay, shall I review these cars? I mean, they're both kind of old, but that notwithstanding, they're both dollar cars. And notwithstanding, they've aged pretty darn well, and they actually look pretty cool, considering their vintage and considering their price point. Okay, these hold up actually really well against the Hot Wheels cars I reviewed last season, which are much newer, which is sad to say. Anyway, since I gave those a score, I'll give these a score, bearing in mind the price point, bearing in mind the age of these cars, which both of which have aged really well. I'll give them each a 9. Yeah, more or less the same score. I mean, these are not quite the best I've seen from this generation of Matchbox cars, but among the best, certainly. I mean, they look great. Okay, and that ends this video, our first and so far only Matchbox unboxing. And I hope you like it, and I hope you give me more than 6 freaking views. I mean, that was really embarrassing. Okay, and you know the drill. If you like what you see in this video, please give me a like and a subscribe.